Hello, everyone. We're talking today about surveys. And what I'll do is start by talking about why surveys are so important for your business, primarily for marketing, but also for operations. Then I'm going to spend a couple of minutes walking you through a survey that my company sent to our clients very recently. And then I'm going to unpack that and talk about the what and the how of surveys and how the survey we sent has worked for our business and can be an example or a template for how you might use surveys in your business. Sound okay? Good. Good. So, as a marketer, you really have 4 jobs. It doesn't matter what business you're in. It doesn't matter if your position is marketing vice president or CEO, solopreneur, whatever the case may be. It's the 4 things that Bill described that I do in my bio. Number 1, attract leads. Get new people to meet you, to know about you, to connect with your business. Number 2, engage prospects and customers. Keep them in the fold, keep them interested, educate them, build trust, so that you can do number 3, which is to help your salespeople or help yourself get to closing sales more quickly, more efficiently, more profitably. And then number 4 is to maximize the lifetime value of the customer relationships. That's a 360-degree thing. That's not just extracting more from a customer relationship. That's giving more to customers, which in turn helps you benefit from that relationship, mutually beneficial. How do you maximize the value of the customer relationship? We're talking today about surveys because they are essential and incredibly helpful in 2, 3, and 4. In engaging prospects, in helping close sales, maximizing the lifetime value of customer relationships, and fundamentally also in improving operations. So let's unpack that a little bit. Breaking up, hard to do. And surveys are very, very helpful in helping you improve retention, minimize churn, identify at-risk clients, identify happy clients, improve customer retention, minimize churn. It's an essential strategy that you have to put into your business, how to do that, and surveys help you do that. Secondly, constructive feedback. This is the operational thing that I was talking about. Constructive feedback helps you improve your business, helps you improve operations, helps you identify problem areas and fix them. Feedback is necessary if you want to improve your business. Third, you're flying blind often when you're prospecting. And the more you know about what your prospects, existing customers or leads who have not yet done business with you, the more you know about what they want, the more you are able to identify your best prospects and sell more quickly, more efficiently, and more profitably. And finally, positive feedback sells. You can use the positive feedback that you receive to share messaging, provide social proof, tell others how happy customers are with your business so that you can sell more productively and profitably and retain more customers. So those are generalities. Now a survey that we sent out to our customers about a week ago, a little over a week ago. No, it was last Thursday. It was less than a week ago. We sent out a feedback survey to our customers. At the heart of our business is email marketing software that our clients use to create emails, send them, track them, all that sort of stuff. We did a major upgrade, the biggest upgrade that we've done in some time, earlier in the month. And we sent out a survey last week to our customers following that upgrade. And the survey had the following questions. Number 1, please rate us on a scale of 1 to 5 how you like the new upgrade. And comments, please. Question 2, please rate the customer service experience related to this upgrade. Were you well informed and so forth? And why not? Or comment, please. Question number 3, what could we do to generally improve our service and our products? Just open text question. Question number 4, did you know that in addition to our software, we provide do-it-for-you services where we can actually do the work of creating, sending, managing, and analyzing your email campaigns? Yes or no question, followed by, would you like to know more about this service? Yes or no. And finally, the final question was, would you recommend MarketVolt to others? Why or why not? Okay, so let's talk about the what and the how of the survey, and I'm going to share with you how the survey aligns with these things. So first, the ultimate question. Fred Reichert, this book's been around for a long, long time, and he's all about how you can build an army of advocates for your business. And it's all rooted in that last question that we asked in the survey. In fact, he argues that customer surveys should be one question. This question, would you recommend us to others? Why or why not? So we'll talk more about how we use the answers to this question in just a moment. But that question should be part of any customer feedback survey you do. And many times it's okay to just ask that one question. That's it, all you need to ask. Next thing, don't be afraid to sell. Don't be afraid to sell in a customer feedback survey. A lot of people will say, well, it's a survey. I'm not here to sell, I'm here to get feedback. But as you saw from the survey that I described that we did you know that we provide service X? Yes or no? Okay. The fact that a larger number of people said no, that was instructive for our marketing. But the fact that in the follow-up question, several people, I think 7 people and counting, said, I'd like to hear more. Well, what we do with that information is extraordinarily valuable to helping us grow our business. I'll talk about that in a minute. Don't be afraid to sell, describe products and services, and ask who's interested. Respond to feedback quickly, especially negative feedback. You have to have thick skin. If you ask for feedback, you're gonna get constructive criticism, and sometimes you're gonna get destructive criticism, and you have to roll with it. But you also have to respond. If somebody has critical feedback, go and respond. And our customer support team has been busy, thankfully not terribly busy, but has been busy responding to some of the feedback that we got. We wish that you had done this. We call and we explain. Here's why we did it, or here's why we didn't do it, or we're sorry, we simply dropped the ball. And one thing to really remember is that if you are responsive to unhappy customers, not only are you saving an at-risk relationship, but more often than not, you're going to convert an unhappy customer into an advocate, a champion, somebody who is thrilled, because relationships, customer retention, maximizing the value of a customer relationship is much more dependent on how you make your customers feel than on the quality of your products and service. The quality of your products and services matter, no doubt about it. But if your customers feel as if you take them for granted, if your customers feel as if you don't listen to them, if your customers think you don't care when they have an issue, they'll leave, no matter how much they like your products and your services. So respond to people quickly, and that's something we've been doing with this survey. Admit mistakes. It's in the same vein as what I was talking about before. If you blew it, don't make false excuses. Don't hem and haw. Just say, hey, we blew it. People will be grateful. But more importantly, describe the mitigation measures that you're taking if you've made a mistake. So a really great example of responsiveness, and I wouldn't call this a mistake, but I'm going to give you a great example of this. A restaurant client of ours, this goes back many, many years now. They were sort of a bar food kind of restaurant, or I would call them a high-end bar. They had a steak on the menu, a strip steak, and their supplier increased the price of the steak by a couple of bucks and decreased the size of the steak by a couple of ounces. And the restaurant manager said, no way. And so they got rid of the steak from the menu. And the first time they did a customer feedback survey from Marketville, they were surprised that 4 or 5 people said, what happened to the steak? And what the manager did was he wrote to them immediately and explained exactly why the steak was gone. And he got responses from, I think, 3 or 4 people saying, wow, I can't believe you answered the question. People are accustomed to giving feedback and being ignored. Wow, I can't believe you answered the question. And what he also said is, we're going to see what we can do to replace it. And he made good on the promise, and he went to another one of his suppliers who offered a steak that actually was the same price as originally and 1 ounce larger. And he was able, a month or 2 later, to go back to his audience. And at that point, when he put in his newsletter that he had done this, he had people who said, I never ordered the steak. I didn't notice the steak was gone from the menu. I'm not going to order the steak, but I think you're awesome. Way to go. Repair what's broken or explain why you didn't repair it. Same deal. We got feedback about certain aspects of the software, and we value the feedback. We just disagreed with it. And our customer support people have gently responded with, here's why we did this. Here's what we like about your suggestion. Here's why we're sticking with our approach. And again, the responsiveness builds that cohesion and strengthens that bond with the customers. Now, follow up with prospects. This is what I was saying. Don't be afraid to sell. Here's what we do. Did you know about it? Are you interested? And if somebody says to you, I'm interested in this product or service you just described, follow up. And it's no accident that I have a picture of the telephone up here. This email was sent, this survey was delivered by email. That doesn't mean that we have to respond by email. I've been picking up the phone. My sales vice president has been picking up the phone, talking to people about these products or services, and we're going to sell more of it because we identified our best prospects and reached out to them. So, time for a few questions.
Grab a mic here and
Yes, sir. Mark.
we have a form on our website, and when people fill it out and I call back within 2 minutes, they're floored that I actually not only called them, but within 2 minutes. And the close rate's amazing for something like that. When they just expect someone to send here's your username and password, it also protects us that it's not someone trying to scam us too.
Yeah.
So they're floored.
How many of you have offered feedback in a survey or filled out a web form and heard crickets? Oh, I bet all of you have. But it's very common. Bob?
What kind of response did you get when you sent survey as far as percentage of people that replied?
Yeah, so, we sent this thing to, I think, 2,500 people, and I think our open rate on the email was something like 40%, which is a really good open rate. When you're dealing with existing customers and engaged people, you should expect better open rates than a raw marketing email. Then the survey level, it was under 100. I don't know the exact number. You shouldn't expect huge numbers on surveys, but as I noted, out of several dozen people who responded to the survey, we have 7 people who have said, I want to know more about your products and services, and we'll probably close 4 or 5 of them. And that's a lucrative exercise for us. Dale.
Yeah, when you were asking for feedback, Tom, I noticed you were very specific in the way you made the request. Can you comment on the importance of that and how you build that in?
Yeah, there are actually sort of 2 extremes. Would you recommend us, why or why not, is a broad question. But we also want to dive deep into specific details of what's working and what's not. If we, and that's why we do more than just that broad question. So the more specific the question, the more clear the answer will be. And we are seeking feedback about some very specific things in this case. This was a very clear operational exercise of releasing software, and we needed feedback about that specifically. We wanted specific feedback, not just about us, but about what do you like or dislike about the software. And I think we actually phrased it, what could we do to improve the software? And then the second question, what could we do to improve customer feedback? We wanted those 2 things separate. I realized also I left one thought out that I wanted to note. When we ask that question, the ultimate question, would you recommend us, why or why not? If somebody gives us a why not, we do the response that we mentioned. We reach out to them, we try to mitigate the issues, we try to dig deeper. If someone says yes, and especially gives us a very clear why, we reach back to them and say, hey, could we expand this conversation? Could we share this in our marketing? Could we turn this into a case study or a testimonial? And 99% of the time, the happy customer will gladly become part of your marketing operations. And in so doing, you're providing social proof. Happy customers are going to always do a better job of selling your business than you and your sales speak. Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts on offering some kind of promotion for a response?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we've done it both ways, and so if you incent people to respond by offering them a coupon or something, you will get more responses. But they will be, there's an argument that says that they're going to be a little bit less engaged and going through the motions, and so your results may skew. I've seen conflicting data about which direction your results skew. Some argue that the unhappy people will go and respond to a survey even if you don't give them incentive. Some people say the happy people do. So I'm not sure what direction it skews. We tend not to incent people, but for businesses that are having trouble getting responses, using a little incentive can be helpful. So I thank you all very much. The last thing to do is to express gratitude. When people give you feedback, say thank you, just as I now am saying thank you to you.